Yeah. Awesome. So just before we started recording, so Mohammed, could you repeat kind of that question to me?
Yes. My question is, what what is that one or two things that you need help with the most?
Yeah, good question. And actually, since we're kind of recording and going to publish this, maybe we could give people an idea of who you are real quick. You're marketing and you work at LeBode, but I don't know if there's anything else that you want to say real quick about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I mean, my name is Mohammed Bane. Technically, I'm a data analyst. I studied information systems and data analysis, not data analyst. And I work at Labo LLC as a data analyst as well as marketing strategist. So I do a lot about data and a lot about marketing as well.
Cool. Thanks for doing that. It's a little awkward since I didn't tell you we're going to be recording this up front.
Mhm.
Yeah. So for what? So for the GulliBot project, we've just kind of got a prototype working, and we want to be able to share out so we do an analysis on a controversial topic. We want to be able to share out and have people interact and actually give suggestions back to GulliBot on missing pieces of information. It's kind of like we want to actually host kind of a public ongoing debate.
Mm,
So a way to get it in front of people and also to get people interacting with it over social media um, is, I guess that would kind of be our goal. The net goal, hopefully, is that some people would see value in the project and would donate over Patreon.
mm,
So I guess technically the overall marketing goal is Patreon donations. It's probably not going to be a profitable business. So I guess that's really kind of the technical goal. But I'd be happy just to have people kind of start participating with it and get GulliBot known for what GulliBot is for, which is maybe not the exact answer to the final question, but a place to go to get more information on controversial topics.
mm. Right. Okay. Place to get more information on controversial topics. Okay.
Yeah.
And would you, because y- y- yeah, the platform. So would you have that podcast when you say that you were going to start a different podcast? Would that also be about Gullibat, that podcast?
It tangentially. So I think I'd be able to mention GulliBot in the podcast, but what it is there are several other people that, like, there's a professor of rhetoric and a couple other people that work on debates, and we were thinking about having a podcast where we um, someone brings up a topic that's hot and in the news where some famous people are arguing back and forth, and we would talk about how they argued and how they can improve those arguments. And so during that process, I would be able to talk about GulliBot as a way to improve those arguments.
Mm,
So yeah, it would be kind of like content marketing, indirect content marketing.
right. Okay. And so, what do you think is the ideal audience for Gullibat? Would that be more? I mean, of course, people that are interested in controversial topics, but what do you think? Oh, yeah, who will be the ideal audience
Yeah,
for
I've
your
thought about
project?
that a lot. I mean, like a lot of nonprofits and real businesses, you want everyone to use it, right? But
Mm,
I think the people that would be most engaging and maybe should be our first target would be people who are kind of activists or are passionate about
mm,
certain any anything. So they may not call themselves activists because that's a bad word in some groups, but
right.
if they're passionate about helping people kind of get to the truth. So people that are active in politics, I think, is one, and then also people that are active in nutrition and health, because they're often arguing about the right thing to do and what is healthy. And so I think so I kind of think of politics, health, science, communicators, and then activists in general, which those two I kind of put under activism.
Interesting. That's actually a good idea. So on the platform, then, like, let's say I'm an activist, or I'm one of these nutrition activists. So what do I get on the platform? Do I get, you said analysis, would that be as, is it going to be blogs that I'm going to be reading, or newsletter that I'm getting, or videos that I'm watching? Like, how do I consume that analysis from GulliBot?
Yeah, let me go ahead and share the screen while we're talking. So that's just because the only example I have right now is about the COVID vaccine. So let's assume that they're a health person, and they could be on either side of the issue, either saying you need to go get the vaccine, or it could be someone who's passionate about being vaccine hesitant, or just thinks it's unhealthy to get vaccines. So what they end up getting, though, so the way it's consumed is, you go to the website. The direct consumption would be going to the website, and then you can explore this analysis that gives facts based on it, and you can dig deeper and see some things that GulliBot is, like, for example, right now GulliBot believes it's a myth that COVID vaccines may cause infertility. And then you can see why GulliBot believes that. Now, for the activists that want people to take the vaccine, they may see a friend that makes a comment on social media, and then they can share this link. That would be a space that they'd come and see the evidence that GulliBot has, and they're invited to correct the evidence. So they're able to, if they look at this fact and they want to add another article from another source that says that they can cause infertility, then they can communicate over Twitter or anonymously to add that to GulliBot. And GulliBot, they'll actually, if it's good information, regardless of whether I kind of agree with it, it will actually change GulliBot's score. So right now, GulliBot has 84% saying that it's confident that you should take the vaccine. If someone came in here and put a good reason why this statement was false, like, actually I could do it right now. Normally we don't show this edit part, but let me just to show you how the scores change. So it's 84% at the top now for the main thing. If I added a con, we'll just leave it blank for now. And the score didn't update. I'm sorry. This is why you should never do live demos.
So
anyways,
it's 83% now.
Yeah, it only went down 1%. I would have hoped a bigger change than that. Yeah. So as they add information to it, they will actually be changing GulliBot's mind. So the first step is they may want to share it to help someone to. Really, one of the main things is, like, if you're having an argument with someone over Twitter or Facebook, it'd be nice to be able to share a snippet of this information in context, and then have the conversation through GulliBot. So you're not getting angry, you're not phrasing things badly, and you're not having to read your friends or your acquaintances' bad phrasings. It goes through GulliBot where things get kind of more polite and cleaned up. But I think a lot of times the first interaction will be someone will either receive one of these, or they'll say, "Oh, I'm looking through this, and I know this is GulliBot says it's wrong, and I agree with GulliBot, so I'm going to want to share this." So actually, one thing I'm noticing is I don't have a convenient share button right here on the specific claim that I want to um, share. So there's no easy way to like, oh, I want to share this one. So that'd be something development wise I can add that would help with the marketing. Because I think most of it will be through social media shares. Does that make sense? I don't know if I answered your question or if I went off on a tangent.
Yeah, you actually did, and it's good that I was able to see. I mean, I'm also right here as well on
the site.
On the site, but I think my next question was gonna be, but I think I just found the answer because I was going to ask if anybody can join the conversation, which I just did. So
is that through the Twitter or? If you want to, you can share your screen and I can stop sharing.
Hold on.
Sure. I am comfortable with that.
Oops. I'm clicking. Let me share. Click on share here. Well, make this bigger. I'll make this bigger here. Can you see the screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, so send suggestion. I gotta click on Twitter here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Send by tweet. So if I go on Twitter, this is my Twitter here.
Yeah, and then you could say whatever you want, and it's linking to the specific claim. I got to change that to be at GulliBot instead of reason score. I'm finding all these bugs while we're talking.
Right. So it's supposed to be at GulliBot here?
Yeah. I also have the at reason score account, but I'm rebranding under GulliBot because it turns out people understand it a little bit better if it's a personality rather than just a system.
All right. Okay. So is it like this at GulliBot? Right. Okay. So I'll tap both, and I'll say, should you take the COVID? I don't know. I am trying to understand by reading Convo on GulliBot. I don't know. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I'll tweet this. Okay, and now I just shared it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I would, yeah. Now GulliBot doesn't automatically put that into the debate. I will have to read it and put it in, and a lot of times we'll massage it to make it more effective. But that's how the process works. Yeah. So they talk back over Twitter or the anonymous link, and that way everything's public. So I can't hide if someone is disagreeing with something GulliBot says, and I don't incorporate it. The world can know.
Got it. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we need to figure out how to get people on this page. Oh, maybe because I think I will. Can I also get the recording so that I can share that with the team?
Yeah, sure.
And Miss Labo.
Well, I'll post it up on YouTube. So yeah, I'll give you the link.
Oh, right. Okay. Gotcha. So yeah, I was thinking definitely content marketing. Because you said that the biggest thing is to promote that so that people can see the value, as well as getting them, I mean, of course, getting them to consume, and in maybe in a little not too far future also start getting some Patreon donations.
Yeah, Yeah, that support me link on the upper right, which I probably need to make a button. That one takes them to Patreon.
Mm, yeah.
But yeah, I think after if people start interacting with it and stuff, then we could say, hey, if you like this, then
Right. Yeah. And the YouTube channel, that's GulliBot's YouTube channel, right?
This
Or
one
is
I'm
it?
probably going to put on my own. Actually, no, I don't have a GulliBot one. I have a Reason Score one, so I'd need to see about changing the name. I've actually made too many YouTube channels, and they've restricted me.
Right.
So
Yeah.
because I keep getting an idea and I make a YouTube channel and then I don't do anything with it.
Right.
But yeah,
Okay.
eventually, um, I'll either put it on the Reason Score one or the thing, and then eventually we can make a GulliBot one.
Mm, yeah. But I mean, there was already a channel, so that's good. But definitely a promo strategy for GulliBot. And the harder thing is that because I like how you have, I mean, I'm kind of understanding now who will be this, who will need this, and who can be a good target audience for this. Just like you said, the activists, the passionates, the people that like to debate, the people that like to know both sides of the equation, the people that are kind of like me that wants to know every single thing before they make a decision.
Mm, yeah,
What else? I was thinking about something else when you were talking. The people that just like to gossip, because a lot of people, especially on social media, may not really be negative gossip, but they just like to gossip about things. So definitely this can be something. So I can see where we can go look for these people. Um, whether it's Facebook groups, different areas where they kind of congregate and hang out, and then we can go around there and promote GulliBot um, in these areas.
yeah,
But yeah, but definitely I will have to get a little thinking into the promo strategy. But these are where my thinking is going. How to promote, I mean, where to find these people first, making sure that I can find where they hang out, how they like to consume content. Do they like more videos? Do they like more writing words? And also how we can promote to them.
yeah. Yeah, so what do you think about doing the podcast? Do you think that's kind of worth my time right now, or do you think that's a distraction from the other kind of marketing stuff I'm gonna have to build? You have an opinion?
Um, the podcast that you are about to create.
Maybe I haven't. Yeah, I haven't quite decided.
mm, and you said that will be with the other the other partners, right?
Yeah, there'll be several different people from different similar projects, or just are interested in the space of debate and stuff. So one's a debate teacher. One has their own kind of debate website,
Mm-hmm.
but it'd be mostly about taking an example public debate and discussing how to improve it.
Right. And what is your current podcast about?
Well, I stopped it a while ago, actually. So maybe 5 years ago, I had a podcast about it was called Compassion Plans. So it was any
Mhm.
way to improve the world. So I did like 10 interviews with different people that had different projects that they hoped would improve the world. And then I decided I was going to improve the world by decreasing polarization and stuff. So I kind of
Mhm.
put the podcast on hold. Plus, that
Right.
one, the topic was almost too general. So people didn't really, how in marketing you do need a target audience. And no one really read the description and felt like, oh, that's for me. Right. So,
Right. Yeah. I personally I do think the podcast is a good idea.
okay.
especially with the fact that it's not only you, you're working with different people. It's more expertise, it's more value, it's more content, and it's also less work for you.
Yeah.
Because when you guys come together, everybody can bring a little piece. That way, you don't have to do the whole content on your own. And I don't know. I mean, they may not have big audience on social media, but they have audience and they have a network, so it's more exposure as well for what you guys are doing. So I do think that it's a good idea, especially if you can figure out, just like you were talking about content marketing earlier,
Mhm.
promoting GulliBot as well on that. And were you guys planning on doing like a full audio podcast or video podcast?
So I think we'll probably do it on record it on Zoom, post it to YouTube, and then when I have time, probably also do an RSS feed so it'll show up on Apple and the other
Mhm.
podcast places.
Right. Okay. Got you. Yeah. I like that idea, and I like the fact that you're recording the video, because I was also thinking about, depending on the conversation, like this one is about COVID. So if you guys are debating about COVID, you can just share your screen and kind of maybe not show the whole thing, but just kind of like what we're doing right now, deep in
Hmm.
a little bit, so that whenever we promote, people can actually see what it looks like. So
Yeah,
I think, yeah, definitely a good idea to do that.
cool.
Hmm. And I will, yeah, I'll get with the team for. I also talked to Miss Labo, get some of her ideas about how to promote, how to come up with a promo strategy for this. And yeah, but I do like, how did you come up with, or how did you find this need? Because I don't know if you know this channel, Valuetainment. Have you heard of that channel?
No, huh.
Valuetainment. You
Sounds a
whenever you,
little familiar, but
yeah, whenever you have time, I mean, I know you're busy, but when you have time, you should look it up. It's one of the biggest entrepreneur channel on YouTube. It has 2 million followers, I mean subscribers. And the guy that does the channel's name is Patrick Bet David. I love all of his content about entrepreneurship. And he's also a debate guy.
oh really?
Yeah, he's a debate guy. He has interviews with mobs. He has interviews with people from the mafia. He has interviews with politicians. And he always tries to bring both sides together every single time. That's really what he's trying to do on his channel,
Awesome.
bringing the liberals and the Democrats and this. So I think the kind of guy like him will be the guys I would love to. So I'm curious, how did you find that need and come up with this?
So I had this was like 10 years ago. This was way before, the 2016 elections or whatever, when things seemed to go off the rails. Um, I Two of my friends were on social media and they had an argument about whether it was healthy to be vegan.
Mm,
And one of them was mostly just teasing the other person, so it wasn't a solid argument. But they actually kind of like completely broke up over. I mean, like they unfriended each other on Facebook, and I was about to have dinner with them in the coming week or so, and so I thought, okay, well, it should be relatively easy to look at the internet, do a search, and see whether it really is. What does the science say? You
mhm.
know, is it and is it not? And then you got 20 websites in, and you have some websites that have absolute proof showing that it's perfectly safe and healthier than any other option. Then you have other websites that have proof, evidence that
It's
well,
not.
it's like that there are risks that outweigh it. And I was like, I I can't make sense of this.
Mhm.
And if I can't answer a simple question about about what I should eat tomorrow, then of what's healthy, something's wrong. So that kind of got me thinking. And then, around that same time, I've been working for one company for 20 years in the hospitality industry, and I said, oh, I've been kind of making money my whole life, but now I want to like do something. I want to give back. And so I was looking for what I could do. And I used to argue with people all the time. I was never in debate, but I used to, as a young guy, I enjoyed arguing with people and winning arguments. So and my mom was into debate. So I do kind of have a history of that. But then I realized that debate can be very toxic, as it's portrayed today. So I just kind of took that whole thing. How can we actually, as a group of people, come together and make decisions based on the information? I kind of hate to say facts or evidence, because making a decision is also based on your emotions and the situation. It's not always just facts and stuff. So how can we make a decision? And I've been playing with different UIs over the time, and then just in the last year or so, I came up with GulliBot as a character that has no biases, no opinions, and it believes everything everyone says. So it encourages people to put more and more information in and categorize it and group it. And then you have one kind of central place that you can come to see everyone's opinions in context. And the healthiness of vegan lifestyle is a bigger topic, like climate change. It's really too big for GulliBot right now. I mean, I know lots of vegans, so I know it can be done healthy wise, but I also know of some people that had to stop after several years. Not stop, they just had to introduce something in the diet. Anyways, yeah, that it'd be nice to have some place to go. So if someone in your family is kind of yelling at you that, you're gonna kill yourself or something like that, you could go and say, no, okay, here's the stuff. And also in the last several years, I've changed my diet. So I've gone keto and lost 40 pounds, and I'm healthiest I've ever been in my whole life. But people are telling me that I'm killing myself. So it'd be nice to have some place to send them, right? So the nutrition thing, so it just kind of hit several passions. So that's how it's a passion project. I don't think it'll ever make money. My hope is that if I can get enough people on Patreon that find value, that I can not focus on contracting, because I do contracting as a job. And then I can donate more time to improving this information space. Because
So this is more like a passion, non-profit project for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of, it's kind of giving back to the world.
Right. That's giving back in a pretty cool way.
If it works.
That's I mean, I'm still pretty young, but I don't think I've seen any kind of giving back in this way before. Because me playing with technology and being and loving technology as well, and using a lot of internet, a lot of YouTube videos. Even I was talking with that today with one of our team members. It can be a little, actually, it's not. A lot of times it is confusing because there is so many information, so many same type of information, whether it's all positive or all negative or all in between, from different type of people, sometimes the same information from 10 different type of people. Or you have these debates where everybody is saying facts or speaking facts, but how accurate are these facts? We don't really know. Nobody really knows. So we have a bunch of information, or a bunch of repeated informations or repackaged informations that we may not even really know how accurate it is. So I think I don't think a lot of people see that need on a bigger scale, maybe because they don't really play with the technology. But me, I can definitely see how these kind of ideas will help, because we have so many informations right now and most of them is not necessarily accurate. So having this place where even if we don't really know how accurate it is, but where we can at least kind of discuss and kind of understand that, okay, this is our little hub where we kind of filter all of the information, and then from there we can make our decision. So I do like this
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, one of the biggest parts you were talking about is the duplication of information and not having it kind of deduped and in one place where you can kind of look at it easily, and because we can't keep all that in our heads,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So I appreciate that. It's great to hear that you can see some value in it. It's funny because when I was young, they were saying, "Oh, we're in the information age." That's this kind of time period is information. It's like, well, we're in the too much information age,
Yes,
and so we need to get
yes,
around to organizing it. And it's funny
yes.
because now with social media, the goal is to repost information
Hmm.
learned from elsewhere, something like that. So, and to win the argument by posting more frequently than everyone else. So yeah, yeah, I hope I can kind of put a dent in that somewhere. We'll see.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely we'll work on a promo, and I already seen that I mean, right from the promo, the end goal will be getting people to Patreon. So there is already like a destination to go. So we'll figure out how to put this together.
Great. Well, I appreciate any ideas you and the team have. Um, I'd find that invaluable, and then I'll keep playing around. And so yeah, just let me know, or whenever you want to chat again, or you got my calendar link, so you can
Hmm.
schedule some more time.
Definitely, yeah. I'll do that, and I'll let you know as soon as possible.
Cool. All right, man. Well, I won't take up any more of your time.